Hi, I'm Tracy Matthews with the Campbell County Chamber of Commerce, and today I'm here with Phil Christopherson, who's running for State Senator District Number 24. Hi, Phil.
Hi, Tracy. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. So start by telling me a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. Well, I was born and raised in Wyoming, grew up in Casper. My family has a trucking company. I grew up working in that company, driving truck, changing tires, whatever needed to be done. You know what it's like being in a family business. At a point, I decided to go to college and get an education, ended up with a degree in electrical engineering. Went out to work for Boeing for a bunch of years. Really missed Wyoming. Wanted to come home to Wyoming. So in 1999, we moved back to Wyoming. We've been here ever since. Wyoming's my home state, and I love it. I've lived all over the state, Fremont County, Natrona County, Laramie County, Albany County. I've got family spread all over the state. I think the best way to describe me is a family man. I think everybody's familiar with my professional life as a former CEO of Energy Capital Economic Development, but I'm a family man. I have a wonderful wife of 42 years. We've been happily married for that time. I have 5 wonderful children. They're all out of the house. We are empty nesters. I have 12 grandchildren. They are the funnest to spend time with. I love them all. So I've also been involved with the community a lot. I've run for political office when I was back in Washington. I helped actually found a city back there, the city of Covington. I was one of the first city councilmen for that. But my attention moved more towards economic development and ensuring a strong future for Wyoming. And so that gives you a little bit of a background. I'm be glad to answer any other questions.
Talk to me about the different funding mechanisms for this position.
The funding for the state senate, it comes from the state of Wyoming. It's funded by our Constitution. The Wyoming State Constitution allows for a House of Representatives, a Senate, the governors, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. So that's where the funding comes from. It comes from our tax dollars. It is almost an unpaid position. There is no pay for being on this position, but there is a reimbursement, a daily allowance when you are working as an elected official.
Okay. So what do you think is going to be the most challenging issue you're going to face in this term?
The most challenging issue that Wyoming is facing right now is our future economy, where we are going. Nationally, we are under attack because one of our primary products, coal, is under attack. You're probably familiar with the recent ruling by the Biden administration that is going to shut down coal leasing. That is a horrible thing to have happen. We are under attack by the federal government and other states that don't want our primary product. If coal goes away, Wyoming is in horrible condition. And so we must do everything we can to support and help that industry and diversify away from coal if possible. I'd prefer to diversify with coal, find new uses for coal and other minerals products so that our economy continues to grow and thrive, our coal miners continue to have jobs, and there's a number of things that we can do to do that. And the position I just recently left, that was my primary focus, helping our existing industries grow, thrive where they're at. So that is going to be the biggest issue by far that we're facing as a state.
Awesome, thank you. In your elected position, how can you help foster positive relationships with other boards and entities?
That is critically important. And in my work life, I've been very good at doing that. When I first came to Campbell County, people told me that the city council and the county commissioners didn't get along. And in working with them, what I discovered is they all had the same goal. They wanted Campbell County and Gillette to be a marvelous community, wanted to thrive. They had different methods of getting there. So I've been able to take a step back, look at the 30,000-foot level and say, look, we have all the same goals. Let's work together. And to some extent, I think I've been successful in helping those two entities work together. I'm certainly not entirely responsible for it. We've had good mayors and good commissioners and good council members who've all been very good at that. But my approach is to take a step back, look at find an area where we are all have a common desire. Right now, I think everybody wants to have a good, strong Wyoming. We want to be a family-friendly, conservative state. I'm very conservative. I'm very family-friendly. I want Wyoming to have a strong economy for selfish reasons. I want my children to have the opportunity to raise their families in Wyoming. If we don't have a strong economy with good jobs, then they're going to have to go outside the state and look for jobs elsewhere. I want them to have the opportunity to live and work and raise their families here in Wyoming. So I think that is what I'm going to do and try and help build those relationships. A big key, of course, is communication. I remember years ago when I worked at the legislature, I wasn't a legislator, but I worked with them. I would see a couple of legislators go at it, almost get into blows on the floor of the legislature, and then go to dinner that night. Because at a level they were friends, they were on different sides of a position, and they understood that, but at the end of the day, they could still work together for the betterment of the state. And that's, in my view, what a good legislator is.
Awesome. What does economic diversification look like for our community and to you?
Economic diversification is important for our future, but it doesn't look a lot different than we have right now. We have great community businesses, retail, commercial businesses. We have some great primary industries in the mines and the minerals, agriculture, oil, natural gas. All of those things are make this community. As we diversify, I don't want to diversify away from those, but I want to diversify with those. So, for instance, one of our coal mines, instead of just piling coal into a railroad car and shipping it off to Texas or someplace else, they're now putting it on a conveyor, moving it down the road a little bit to a manufacturing plant that's manufacturing something. The coal can be used for graphite, graphene, asphalt. University of Wyoming School of Energy Resources just set up something out at the Wyoming Innovation Center to help manufacture bricks to see if that's commercially viable. It would be awesome to have a brick manufacturing plant in Gillette using Wyoming coal to manufacture those bricks, which is a nationwide product. Same with asphalt, same with thousands of other products. So we would diversify away with coal and with the products we have. So in 15, 20 years, I think Gillette should look just the same. We should have the same great community, the same great amenities.
Awesome. What is the role of the state in economic development, specifically for the Northeast Wyoming corner?
The state has a very large role, not as a director and not as a leader, but as an enabler and as a catalyst to help get things done. The state needs to bring businesses that fit in well into Campbell County and then let the local people, the council, commission, legislative leaders, economic development group, take those people and work with them and help them. The state should not be providing funding to those businesses. Some of the worst things I've seen is when a state offers millions of dollars to a business to relocate. That business takes that money, relocates, and then starts looking for the next place where they can get a whole bunch of money. So Wyoming should not be giving money to businesses to relocate to Wyoming. Now they can do things like build infrastructure out, make sure our roads are in good shape, the things that the state already does. So that is the state's role.
Awesome. Are you in favor of funding to replace Campbell County High School?
I am not familiar with this issue, although I've talked to a few people today. It is an important issue from what I've heard. And so I plan to take a tour of CCHS and see what's going on. Education is vital to our state. Having educated students, youth, adults is really what makes us a great state, one of the many things. And so that school, from my understanding, has been around since the mid-70s, I believe it was. And if it is falling apart and if it's a danger, then it should be replaced. It's important to keep in mind that just about every community in the state has a brand new school funded by Campbell County. And the coal leases. Those coal leases are going away unless we're able to change the federal picture, which I hope we do. And so it's time for the state maybe to help out Campbell County with our new high school. I don't know whether it needs to be replaced. I'm of the mind that you make something work as long as you can. Keep it in good shape. You buy the best that you can, maintain it, keep it in good shape. But at some point, things wear out. Kind of diverging a little bit. That's why we're having a problem with the coal industry right now. When a company designs a coal-fired power plant, it's designed for a certain life. Our Dry Fork station out here, the newest power plant in the nation, has a 60 to 70 year life. So in 60 to 70 years, that's going to go away. It's not that it's bad and not that coal's bad, it's just it's going to go away. The problem with coal in the nation right now is that nobody's building new coal-fired power plants. They need to build more coal-fired power plants. And if they do, then thermal coal will still be on the table. But it's the same with the school building. It may have reached the end of life. I'm sure the school district maintains and takes care of the buildings as good as they can, but I've raised teenagers. And that building is full of teenagers. And teenagers can be very hard on things. That's just the way they are. So I'm willing to look into it and find the very best solution possible. Whatever we do, we need to keep our taxes low and make sure that we don't put additional burden on our citizens.
How do you plan as a legislative body to be a unified force?
Well, my thoughts on that are I hope that there is diversification within the legislature. And once the decision is made, then they all need to get behind that decision that's made. The power in a legislature or a board is the diversity of thought and opinion and ideas. If everybody thinks the exact same way, then you only need one person in that legislature. The strength of a political body is that there are different opinions, people who think in different ways, coming up with new solutions, and then working together to find the very best solution. If you look back at the founding of our country and the way the Constitution was formed, you had a bunch of people sitting in a hot room in Philadelphia who didn't like each other, who disagreed with each other, who had totally different issues. But they worked together, they compromised, they came up with new solutions and ideas, and came up with the very best document this world has ever seen, our Constitution. And that's what it takes. It takes the willingness to talk, listen, communicate, hear what the other person's saying. Even if you disagree with them, listen to them, hear them out, and communicate. At the end of the day, you're going to come up with a much better solution than what one or two people will come up with. Not everybody's going to like it. Some people are going to hate it. But in the end, it will work and we'll be a better society because of it.
Don't forget to vote August 20th.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.